Sandra Bullock is opening up about what it's like being a parent to two black children. She adopted her 8-year-old daughter, Laila, back in 2015, and she also has an 11-year-old son, Louis. Here's what she said on Red Table Talk.
That I wish our skins matched. Sometimes I do.
Yeah,
because then it would be easier on how people approach us.
Yeah.
And I have the same feelings as a woman with brown skin, and it being her babies, or a white woman with, you know, white babies. But
it's the mother-child dynamic
relationship.
You don't have to put a color on.
And maybe one day that will go away. Maybe one day we will be able to see with different eyes.
So, kind of goes in the form of all of our other stories. It's outside looking in, because Sandra and her family are happy.
They're what we call a family.
Exactly.
You know, there's a mother and there are children, and then the mother raises the children and they call themselves a family. But what she said is so key. It would be easier when other people approach us. It's like mind the business that pays you. I have a very, very diverse family, and it is never an issue until we walk outside and someone has something to say. You have a woman who loves these two children. They are her children, and they love her. Like, I'm sorry, coming from or being in a situation, volunteering with children who are displaced from their homes, some will never be reunified, some are reunified eventually. We need more people who are going to authentically and organically, without any other stipulations, love these children and bring them up in the world. What everybody else has to say outside of your home should never matter, because you know what they're doing, what they're not doing. They're not doing what you're doing. And the idea that it's coming down to race is like the most hideous thing I can think of personally, because when it comes down to it, these children need someone to love them. You know, they need someone to tell them that they matter. And when you do these things, and these are scum of the earth people who come up to you and say inappropriate things in front of your children, and you have to go home and unpack that to them, why someone would say that. Like, you have to be the biggest piece of crap on the face of the earth to program in a child's brain that there's something wrong with the love of their family, no matter what it looks like. So you need to check yourself.
I mean, how could anybody say it better than that? I'll just say that this is the case when we talk about race, or we might be talking about somebody that may be in a wheelchair, somebody that has something that makes them look different, makes them stand out. And I think that's when you retreat to your family, when the rest of the world tries to look at you a certain way, but you know that you have this anchor, this base of love that you can always go back to. And her two children are always going to have Sandra Bullock, and they're never, ever.
And vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely. They're never going to go, my mom is white. They're just going to be like, that's my mom. What are you talking about? I always said my family looked like a college brochure. You know, my sister was adopted. She's biracial. My former stepdad was white. My grandmother was a black woman that had blue eyes and skin lighter than Jeff. That's the way you present to the world. It doesn't matter. It's how you feel inside about each other. So, you know, whatever people are saying, they can have that. But at the end of the day, it's going to be your family around you. It's beautiful.
It's what Eric said.
Yes, good for her. Good on her.